Let's talk about the most popular reference site in the world now, Wikipedia, the modern-day encyclopedia. Its presence and its use is hard to dismiss. We've all referred to it at some point in our lives, even though we know it can be unreliable. It's open source, you see, which basically means anyone can add information, anyone can delete information, they can replace content with nonsense, they can replace a name with a slur. We've all either come across or heard of such malicious edits. But did you know that sometimes these edits are state-sponsored, aimed at promoting a certain point of view? We know a lot of states are capable of doing this, but Wikipedia has named only one: China. Chinese propagandists have been caught trying to peddle misinformation through Wikipedia. What's funny is that Wikipedia is not even available in China. Beijing has blocked this site through its Great Firewall, as its keyboard warriors manipulate Wikipedia pages for the rest of the world to consume. Last month, the Wikimedia Foundation, the parent company of Wikipedia, banned at least 7 Chinese editors, people who edit content. It also removed administrative powers of at least 12 others. All of these people were associated with a group called Wikimedians of mainland China. Now, Wikipedia suspects this group is run by the Chinese government. What is this group doing? What was it doing? Skewing Wikipedia's content towards a Chinese point of view, editing information that was critical of China, censoring it in accordance with the government's requirements, replacing it with reports from the Chinese state media. Now, this is a very systematic misinformation campaign. It began during the 2019 Hong Kong protests. Reports describing China's brutal crackdown were edited. They were replaced with misleading references. Wikipedia editors from Hong Kong described the crackdown as terror. But these pro-Beijing editors, whom Wikipedia is now calling infiltrators, replaced their inputs with articles that pinned the blame on the protesters. Basically, they turned the story around and blamed the protesters in Hong Kong instead of the Chinese state. This edit war even had consequences beyond the internet. According to a report by the Hong Kong Free Press, the pro-Beijing editors threatened to report their Hong Kong peers to the city's National Security Police hotline. In some cases, they were also physically harmed. The question is, how were Beijing's propagandists even elected as Wikipedia editors? By the Wikipedia community itself. That's how it works. They applied for administrator rights and they got approval from other registered editors. Their biases and their ulterior motives notwithstanding. So we decided to understand how this works. It turns out Wikipedia has a page for that too. And this is what it says: any registered users can request adminship or RFA from the community regardless of their Wikipedia experience. However, administrators are expected to have the trust and confidence of the community, which basically means that you make a few edits on Wikipedia, you gain the trust of the community with these credible inputs. Then you apply for administrative rights, and once you get them, you can begin pushing propaganda. You can begin doing whatever you want to do there. You can manipulate the views of millions of people. It's disgraceful how easily an information handle can become a propaganda tool. So do remember this the next time you cite Wikipedia as a source. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.